Hi, everyone, and welcome to our weekly office hours. Welcome, Richard, from our platform team, who's going to talk through some of our product updates this week. Richard, take it away.
Cool. Hey everyone, I'm Richard from Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm an engineer within the Lua team. So this week's been quite exciting. A lot of quality of life fixes that we've pushed throughout the platform. I'll kind of go through each of these changes and also touch on what's planned for the near future. Kurt, happy for me to proceed?
That'd be great. Thanks.
Cool. So, as you may have known, in recent days, we've released our visual builder. If you onboard onto the Lua platform, you're able to see the Lua ecosystem or your agent ecosystem at a glance. You can add integrations, you can chat directly to the agent before you've claimed it, and you can add well over 200 integrations to your agent at the moment. With that, there came a few little bugs that we have attended to in the last few days. One of them is if you have multiple agents, let's say you're just testing the platform and you've gone through onboarding multiple times, you are able to do this. However, previously, when you've logged into the admin dashboard, we lock you onto your last agent that you've logged into. When you log in again, we try and make the experience good so that when you log in again, you don't have to select that agent. That kind of conflicted with our visual builder design, and sometimes when you've claimed your agent, you'll actually see the previous agent that you were logged into. That would confuse our end users, and that should be fixed now. So there shouldn't be any real confusion once you've claimed your agent and you get back into the admin dashboard. Then some people would somehow end up on our admin dashboard. Usually the curious types. To kind of stumble onto our admin dashboard, usually you have to sign up or sign in or use one of our other products that kind of funnels you back into the admin dashboard. Um, Users who kind of just land there and haven't logged in before, they wouldn't be able to get into the system. So if you attempt to sign in and you kind of just isolated, you don't know where to go, we guide you back into our onboarding flow so you can create your first agent, and after which you'll be able to sign in without any issues. Then back on the visual builder side, usually when you create an agent, there's three segments on the screen. There's a panel on the left where you can add integrations. There's the flow diagram, which shows all your connections to your current agent in the center. And then on the right-hand side, you'll have a kind of an agent builder chat where you can construct your agent conversationally. After you've set up your agent, given it a persona, potentially added an integration, you're presented with a summary. Summary doesn't actually tell you where to go from there, so we're finding users would drop off at that point. So we added a few call to actions, which kind of guides you into the next step. Do you want to claim your agent? That sort of thing. Coming on to other issues that we found within the admin dashboard, there was a social redirect issue, particularly on Instagram and Facebook. So let's say you've created your agent, you go onto the admin dashboard and you want to test your agent without necessarily connecting it to your Instagram or WhatsApp or Facebook business accounts. We do give you the ability to just connect to your agent by chatting to the global Lua Instagram account. And what we found was the Instagram and Facebook links was taking you to an incorrect messenger link, so that's been patched. That about touches it for the visual builder and onboarding bugs. Next, I'll talk about some of the bigger features that users have been asking for a while. So a lot of the time when I speak to particularly builders within client pitches, a common question is how can we set the model that each of your tools or your agent interacts with. So it's been kind of hidden away from builders at this point. We would kind of set the what we would think is the best LLM model that is, a good generalist option. So under the hood, what we've done now is we've treated the agent LLM model more as a primitive within the compiler pipeline. So at this point, it hasn't been released yet, but it's going to be in the next released version where you can actually choose if you want one of our Anthropic, OpenAI, or Gemini models to chat with. Yes, we have been asked before, can we have our own self-hosted model? These are all things that we are thinking about. But first iteration is we'll give you the ability to choose one of our models. You'll see if you search for model selection in our documentation tab, you'll see our new documentation on how to set the model. I'm quite excited about that. It has been one of our most requested features in recent times. Then on backend and partner improvements, small little patches have gone out around hotel searching. So if you're using one of our base hotel models, or our base hotel agent, the search behavior should be vastly improved. We've done a lot of optimization within that space. Also, Safari browser, we found that a few users, particularly on the desktop variant of Safari, there's been some performance issues. Some users have gotten stuck in some refresh loops when integrating with, when attaching integrations to your agent. So hopefully those are stamped out now. In terms of reliability, so we address some issues that hit users when creating an agent from the marketing site. A lot of fixes have gone out just as we've processed our analytics data, seeing where users have had painful first interactions. So a lot of very small fixes, copy changes have gone out just to make sure that that first impression for our end users is solid, and that they don't run into any corners that they can't get out of. Cool. One of the things that we have been working quite hard on, it's not out just yet, but if you use our visual builder, one thing that we get asked a lot is, cool, we can add integrations, we can add webhooks and triggers in the background, we can sort of adjust a persona and give it like a predefined role. But one thing that you can do on the Lua CLI is you're able to create skills and tools which kind of enrich the agent's experience so that you can integrate with external APIs and that sort of thing. Our engineering team has been working hard on actually conversationally setting up those skills and tools. So in the near future, you're going to have the ability to say, hey, I need to integrate with my custom API. You would be able to tell it exactly, these are the APIs I want to integrate with. Here's an API key. Can you store that securely? And then kind of save it as a skill. And it will be something that it will be able to do, based on the context and conversation that you present with it. So yeah, very exciting stuff. I particularly can't wait for that to be exposed to our users, see what they do with it. But future's quite exciting, I think, in the next few weeks. And yeah, that's kind of where we are at the moment, Kurt.
That's awesome. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, Richard had spearheaded the effort to build the visual builder that we demoed last week, and now we're hardening that, which is exciting, and really have had a ton of requests for the model selection feature that Richard talked through. So that's a great example of where we've been demand led in our product development cycle and not something that I really anticipated people were going to want. We thought we kind of had that handled in a way that solved for everybody, and while our model selection is really, really strong, different people have different uses, and so that's been that's going to be a great addition to the tool. And to the conversational skill builder, we'll probably get to demo that in the next week or two. So come back next week to see that. In the meantime, since the model selection is kind of the biggest new feature, that's not such a demoable feature. So we're going to spotlight a tool that has existed for a long time that maybe we don't give enough love to. So I'm going to share my screen and talk you through our DevDocs. All right, so specifically today I want to feature jobs. We talk a lot about webhooks and kind of chat-based workflows and processes. Jobs is something that we don't really forget about, but we don't necessarily highlight maybe enough. You think about how work is done, so many repetitive tasks, the exact ones you want to automate, are done on a daily, weekly, hourly basis. And so that's kind of the genesis of this jobs feature. You're able to just automate things away that run, on whatever cadence you need. So we like to think of this as kind of the proactive worker in the background who's checking for errors, who's collecting information from maybe your Jira tickets and summarizing those for you every day. The one who's looking at all of your other agents perhaps every day and summarizing, how did they perform on actually closing customer tickets. This feature is just kind of the workhorse in my mind, and so where webhooks are really important for automating things, I really like to use the jobs feature as a trigger for my agents. So it's something that I hope if you haven't tested, you will soon. It's really easy to set up in the CLI, and I think you'll find it's exceptionally easy to vibe code. So this is kind of a fun one for both our technical and non-technical users or semi-technical users. So if you haven't used it yet, please check it out. And with that, we're going to open up to some questions. I think the question I'm seeing is about our data security, how we think about specifically storing environmental variables. Richard, can you talk to that?
So environment variables are stored using asymmetric keys. So essentially only the agent that it is assigned to can decrypt it. It doesn't sit in some kind of shared ecosystem where if you have your own network or your own organization of agents, it's still only isolated to the single agent that it was attached to. Other things to notice is we are ISO 27001 compliant, and we are GDPR ready. So we do have a strong focus on, making sure your data is yours, only storing what we absolutely need, and making sure, that your apps are as secure as what they can be in this new AI space.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, it's a focus for all of our users, and it's a huge focus for our team. So thanks for the question. With that, we're going to wrap up our weekly office hours. We hope to see you back here next week. And Richard, I appreciate you taking the time to talk through all this with us.
Anytime.